Isha, Isha, Isha,
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Samasta Jana Kalyani, Viratam Karunamaya, Namo Vijayam Deva, Sadgurum Brahm Vidvaram, Sadgurum Brahm Vidvaram.
जे करणाऱ्याच ते लक्ष
Your please online participants go on mute, please. So this is going to be the agenda for today. So we'll quickly recap 8 and 9. Then we'll try to learn 10, 11, and 12 because 10 and 11, 12 form a logical part. We'll try to learn that. And then get into the discussion topic. And then have a surprise guided meditation today. Mangalacharanam together. कटाक्षकिरणाचान्त नमो भक्तये नमः अनन्तानन्दकृष्णाय जगन्मङ्गलमूर्तये. So Lakshmidhara Kavi in this work is trying to assert that Jivatma, whenever we refer as I, Atma, the Lakshyartha I is equal to Brahman because Lakshana Samanya, Vastu Samanyam. Identical attributes indicate identity between two seemingly different entities. So that's the logic he is using. And then looking at the Lakshyartha of I, and then saying that Lakshyartha of I has got all these attributes. Brahman also has got all those attributes. And hence, even though it is seemingly different, they are identical. So that's the logic it's using. So far, we have seen 9 slokas. So first, from 2nd to 7th. Somebody is still on the mute, I guess. Milind, can you mute yourself, please?
Uttam, can you make me the co-host, please? A lot of people are coming in and unmuted.
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
So from sloka number 2 to 7, these are all the various lakshanas he has taken and said the lakshyartha of I also in sloka number 2, Sachidananda Lakshanam. And Brahman also is Sachidananda Lakshanam, and hence then third one, Sarvagna, Sarvakaranam, that Lakshana he has taken, and then again derived the conclusion. And in 4th and 5th, Avinashi, imperishable aspect of the Lakshyartha he has taken. And in 6th, Sarvagnam, all pervading. And in the 7th, Advaita, non-dual. Those aspects has he has taken and then said. This is one logical part. There is taking the Lakshyartha, right? And then equating it equal, identical attributes, and hence they are same. We'll just quickly chant these 5, 6 verses and then go into 8 and 9. Just quickly recap that also, and then enter into 10, 11, 12. Together we can chant. And as we chant, please remember the meaning also. Together. Ahamasmi sada bhami तदा चिन्नाहमप्रियः ब्रह्मैव भ्रमतः सिद्धिं सच्चिदानन्दलक्ष्मम् मय्येवोदेति शुद्धोऽम्नि जगद्गन्धर्वपुत्तनम् अतोऽहं न कथं ब्रह्म सर्वज्ञं सर्वकारणम् न स्वतस्प्रत्यभिज्ञानात् निरंशत्वान्न चान्यतः न चाश्रयविनाशान्मे विनाशस्यादनुशयात् न शोषप्लोषविक्लेद चेवाचिन्नवसो मम सत्यैरप्यरिराज्ञम्बः शस्त्रैः अवारूपस्य विश्वस्य जीर्णम् आसन्निधेर्विणाम् कदाचिन्नाथकल्पेत आचाहं तेन सर्वगः न हि भानादृते सत्त्वं न चे भानुं चितोचितः चित्तं बन्धोऽपि न अध्यात्मात् कृते तेनाहमद्वयः. So those are all the attributes, and using those attributes he equated it. But Purva Pakshi comes in. Of course, Purva Pakshi came as we saw in every stage. But this being a very major logical state, Purva to say, okay, I heard all those things, but I still feel that I am this body, mind, intellect. How do I shift my attention from this BMI identification to what you are saying to Lakshyata? First of all, I have to shift my attention from small I, big I. That itself is a problem for me. So tell me about it. Okay, once I know that, okay, I can look at the big I from that perspective, I can see what you said from second sloka to seventh sloka. Now my problem is I'm not able to shift from small I to big I. I'm still in the Vachyartha level only. So how do I shift my attention to the implied meaning of I? So that way Purvapakshi asks the question. And then comes the next sloka. And there we saw whatever is this is not me. Whatever I say it is mine, that is also not me. This is the ashram, not me. This is the mouse, is not me. My car, not me. My house, not me. Like that, my body, my intellect is not me. So that's the logic what he is using in this figure. Na deho nendriyam chahum na prano na mano nadihi. Kridatvavidam kriyaho. So all these things, BMI, etc., that all can be categorized either as my thought or I thought. Whichever comes under my thought or I thought is not me. Okay. Then goes beyond and says this also about the ahankara. Because, okay, body, mind, intellect, I have negated. But I, the ahankara, whenever I say I refer to this individual. Put our names, respective names. But that is I. That I cannot say this or that. Because whenever I say mine, it is I. So, like what you said in the previous sloka, I cannot say this is my body, this is my intellect, this is my mouse, etc. And hence negate that. So when it comes to I, the ahankara, I cannot use this my thought or I thought. And hence, ahankara should be the self, like that Purvapakshi asks. For that, this sloka comes in. This is what the last thing we saw here. Sakshi sarvan preyam aham naham kadachana harinama parichera parita bhairupapravo. We often quoted the sloka. So just to quickly recap, I color coded also the matching things so that it will be able to relate. Now, reduce this. Sakshi Sarvanvita Preya. Ham Naham Kadachane. Srinama Paricheda Rita Payu Bhakava. Ahankara is not Sakshi because Ahankara has got these attributes. He is saying three of those attributes and saying that those three attributes belong to Ahankara and they are not in Sakshi. Whereas, you should not mistake this Ahankara for Sakshi because of these qualities, not equal. So Ahankara has got Parinam, which is actually, it can be modified. I, whenever we say I, it gets constant changes, it happens. That individuality keeps changing. So that modification is there in the Ahankara. Whereas in Sakshi by definition is a witness. There should not be any change, just a witness, right? So that way there's no modification at all in that. Whereas Ahankara is subjected to Parinam or modification. Then Paricheda, Ahankara has got a limitation. Whenever I say I am fat, I am man, I'm limiting myself, to this complex. So that is not there in Sakshi. So limitation is not there. Then Paritapa is actually the afflictions that go up and down. So Ahankara is subjected to the individuality is subjected to all kinds of sorrow, whether it is Dhyatmika, Adibhaudika, or Vidavdika, all these three sources, whatever ups and downs come, the Ahankara is subjected to that. Whereas we saw Sakshi, the self, is Priyan, is the dearest. So there is no Paritapa in that. There is no sorrow there. Uplava. So the Ahankara is, very drastically disastrously is associated with this kind of three attributes. And whereas Sakshi, the self, is not, and he has contrasted that and said that, yes, whenever I say I, we should take the Lakshyartha I as Sakshi, not Ahankara I. So that is the way he has concluded in the ninth sloka. Now, having done this so far, and of course we saw in detail and all that last time, now he's taking further this Ahankara in the next three slokas also, because this negating this Ahankara is one of the difficult things. So, at least the body, mind, intellect, like he said, my body, this body, and so on, like that, we can logically. But Ahankara, when it comes, we're always used to saying, I, like this. So that's why, he's spending some more time in terms of next three slokas also to negate this Ahankara whenever we use the Lakshya. So that is actually in the next sloka. Now, Purupakshi says, oh, by the way, this is the summary of the last two slokas. In the eighth sloka, my body, my mind, my intellect, my thought, and this thought comes in, so hence it is not me. In the ninth sloka, I am never the Ahankara, because Ahankara is subjected to modification, limitations, and affections, whereas A, the Lakshyartha A is Sakshi, Sarvamita, and Priya. So that way, I am never the Ahankara. Now, Purupashi says, okay, I understand, but this Sakshi and Ahankara, they are together. So whenever this two people are together, say in a house, the two people are together, whatever is the ups and downs and all, everybody should equally share. The other person also should be a shareholder of whatever the ups and downs. So Ahankara and Sakshi, you are saying you together. I understand that because of the previous sloka and all that, you are not Ahankara. But whatever Ahankara goes through a little bit, whatever the modification and the affliction, small, little bit of at least the Sakshi should be a shareholder for that because they are all together. Okay? That's the logic what Purvakshi is using. So very interesting. So for that, the next sloka comes in. No. Ahankara is the one which goes through all the ups and downs, but not the Sakshi. Now, how do you prove that? He uses this very good logic. When are we experiencing these ups and downs? When we are awake or when we are dreaming? When I am sleeping, I don't experience the ups and downs. I, the Ahankara, when it goes to sleep, I don't experience the ups and downs. When I'm awake, I am happy or I am sad. All these ups and downs go through whenever I am awake or dreaming, but not in deep sleep. That logic he uses and says that it is something like, when we add sugar to the coffee, then coffee is sweet taste. When we don't add sugar to coffee, then coffee is not sweet. So the sweetness belongs to sugar. That logic, it's in Sanskrit, it's called Anvaya Vyattireka. We'll see that in detail some other time. So this presence or absence logic he is using. So he says, whenever Ahankara is awake, I am awake or I am dreaming, I am going through these ups and downs, whether it is joy or sorrow. But when Ahankara is dormant during deep sleep, I don't experience these ups and downs. And hence, these ups and downs should belong to Ahankara, not Sakshi. Logical, isn't it? So that's the logic what he is using. So let us see that. Repeat after me. Sukteha vina drishyante dukkha dosha pravruttayaha atastasyaiva samsaraha name samsartru sakshinaha. Together. Sukteha mina drishyante दुःखदोषप्रवृत्तयः अतस्तत्यैव संसारः न मे संसर्तृसाक्षिणः. Another beautiful sloka.
Shivaji, we cannot see the slide. I think we are still on slide verse number 9, I believe. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. It
I
has
see.
removed. Yeah.
Oh no. What are they not saying? You are able to. Are you able to see?
Last slide is up.
We are saying the verse number 9. We are saying it, but it is showing as a verse number 9.
I'll fix it.
Oh, should I stop with it?
It's coming. It's coming.
You able to see now?
Still 9.
Still on slide number 9.
Okay, good. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay,
8 and
good.
9 together now, Shivan.
Okay, good. This is the summary what I summarized before you start seeing this. Is that okay?
Yeah, Shivaji, this is good. 8 and 9, let's see.
Somebody is adjusting something. So here he has summarized it, in the eighth sloka. I'm not the BMI because, I can say my BMI, my body, my mind, etc. And or this body, this thought, etc. And hence, whatever I can say, this mind is not me, and hence my BMI is not me. That is eighth sloka. And in the ninth sloka, and I'm never the ego because ego goes through all those modifications. Patience and afflictions and all those things and all is for belonging to ego, Ahankara. And I am, Sakshi, Sarvamitaha and Priyam. So hence, I am not Ahankara. Those are the 8 and 9 which we saw. Then um, the Purvapakshi is asking, they are together, Sakshi and Ahankara are together. And when they are together, they should be able to share whatever is actually ups and down for Ahankara. Sakshi also should be a shareholder. Are you able to see the next screen? Now, I mean the Purvapaksha screen.
Yes, we can see that screen.
Okay, good. Thank you for stopping. Byron. So the logic here, what Lakshmidhara Kavi is using is whenever we are awake, then only these ups and downs come in. But when we are sleeping, then these ups and downs are not there. When I am awake or I am dreaming, Ahankara is active and it is going through all these ups and likes and dislikes. But when Ahankara is dormant during this deep sleep, then there is no sorrow. And hence, like the sugar coffee example, and Vayavatireka, then the sorrow or joy should belong to Ahankara, not to Sakshi. That's the logic what he is using in this sloka. That's where we chanted this. Sukteha vinadrishyante. We're going to see the meaning also. Dukkha dosha pravruttayaha adasasyaiva samsaraha name samsastru samsastru sakshi. So we'll see the meaning now. Sukte ahami na drishyante. Sukte. When the Ahankara is asleep, Sutyahami na drishyante. Ahankara is not seeing anything. What are the things it's not seeing? It is not seeing or is not experiencing ka or dosha or pravrittaya. Dukkha is, sorrow. Dosha, all these likes and dislikes and all are there. Pravrittaya, no activity also is there. So when ahankara is asleep, not able to experience these ups and downs, ragadvesha or activity. Therefore, tasya eva samsara. All this samsara belong to ahankara only, not to me. Name samsartru sakshinha. I am the witness. In my presence, all these things happens. Ahankara wakes up, ahankara dreams, ahankara goes to deep sleep. And hence goes through all these things. And in deep sleep, there is no sorrow. And hence, in Maya Vatireka, presence, absence, logic. So the ups and downs belong to ahankara. So that's the logic he is using. So that way, one aspect that the sorrow or joy is to that ahankara, not to the lakshyartha I. So hence, I am always sakshi. There is no sorrow or joy. Not to me, the witness of this ahankara. Now, this samsara, and obviously it is expanded here. Guruji also has expanded it nicely. And samsara actually is not only the ups and downs and all that, it also includes the transmigration. Because of this only, we keep again another birth, and so on. So all these things actually happens in that jiva. That goes through all this birth, rebirth, and so on. But the lakshyartha I, Atma, is just a sakshi. That point is coming out. Then, Purvapakshi again comes in. He brings out a very interesting point. So you're saying that ahankara is dormant in the deep sleep. Sakshi is there all the three states. It is there in the waking, it is there in the dream, and it is there in deep sleep also. Because that's the what is visible, and that's what you're saying. So ahankara is not there all the time. So if something happens, let's say two people are there in the house, right? And one person actually goes in and out. And the other person is always there in the house. Then whatever happens in the house should belong to that person, not to the person who is going and up and down, in and out. That's the logic of Jesus. See, again, it is interesting, this text. This text actually we study out of the 25 months work we are in Sandipani. This text is taken normally on the 20th month or 21st month. So much of foundation is done before actually we come to this text. So, and it's very nice actually to look at from all these angles, again to assert ourselves, the Lakshya I is same. So this is logic helps that way. So Purvapakshi is saying that Sakshi is there all the three states, and hence the ups and downs should go to Sakshi, not to Ahankara. There, the logic what Lakshmidhar Kavi is using now is next sloka. It's another beautiful sloka of that. He says, let's first understand. He says, who is going to sleep? Who is waking up? Who is dreaming? That question is asked. The one who is awake now is the one who is going to sleep. The one who goes to sleep is the one who is going to dream. And the one who is going to actually go into deep sleep is one who is going to wake up. Right? And as soon as I as Ahankara, go to sleep, I'm the one who is going to sleep. And I'm the one who is dreaming. And I'm the one actually, enjoying the bliss during the deep sleep. And then when I wake up, I remember how I slept nicely. Sakshi is actually this illuminator of all. It doesn't go to sleep. So who will go to sleep? Only when somebody actually awake one time and then going to sleep, then wake up. But Sakshi is not going through that kind of a state. Only Ahankara is going to sleep and wake up, dream and all. So that's the logic you're saying. And say that, Sakshi is not the one which is going through all these states. All these three states belong to Ahankara, not to Sakshi. That's a very important point. So that point actually comes out in this beautiful sloka. So the question is, since Sakshi is there in all the three states, Purva said, all three states, and in samsara also should belong to Sakshi. That's what he's arguing. And now the logic, what Lakshmika uses is here like this, simple. Repeat after me. Supta suptim na janati. Supta suptim na janati. Na supte swapna jagaram. Jagrat swapna sushuptina. Sakshatohamadadashaha. Dashaha. Together. Supta suptim na janati. Na supte swapna jagaro. Jagrat swapna sushuptina. Sakshatohamadadashaha. Now that you've seen the logic behind it, it will be easier to follow. Supta suptim na janati. The one who has gone to sleep, who's gone to sleep, Ahankara who's gone to sleep. The individual is what goes to sleep. When that Ahankara goes to sleep, that it has gone to sleep. So the Ahankara does not know that sleep state. Okay? Na asukte swapna jagaram. Na asukte, that is the one who has not gone to sleep. There are no dreams. There are no waking state because Sakshi asukte, na asukte, swapna jagaram na. Sakshi is never goes to sleep. It's always is there to illumine the other three states. So there is no question of Sakshi going through up and down. Because this dream and all that, is waking and all that is not belonging to Sakshi. Therefore, Ataha Aham Jagrat Swapna Sushuptinam Sakshi. Therefore, I am the witness of the dream, waking, and deep sleep state, what Ahankara goes through. And it doesn't belong to me, Sakshi. Advaita. Advaita is a poetic way of taking that compound. And in the commentary, actually, there's a beautiful definition of Advaita. By the way, I want to actually, one of these classes, I want to take one sloka and go through the Sanskrit commentary for that sloka. That way, we'll also get a flavor for how the Bhasha actually is illustrating the logic and so on. And we'll ask Uttam to type that Bhasha, and I will format it, of course, as a PPT like this. And then we'll go through the commentary and analyze. So, of course, Guruji has given more or less in what Guruji has written here is the translation of that commentary. And of course, Guruji has used his own style and his own simplicity and his own example. But the key message is there. But it's nice to see the Sanskrit commentary also. One of these days we'll do that. So here in the 11th sloka, Guruji actually says, how can the ego experience anything in the deep sleep when it is not there? Yes, the ego is not there in the form of it is dream or waking state. It is present in an unmanifest condition or in a seed form. It manifests as the experiencer of objects in the waking and dream states. Hence, the three states are only different expressions of this ahankara. Ahankara is the one who is actually expressing in all these three states. Sakshi is this Sakshi only. So that point actually comes out here. And the last sloka is actually very easy. The 12th sloka. By the way, this picture actually I thought is very interesting. I pulled it out from internet. So, Sakshi is there. But Ahankara goes through waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Sakshi is there as Sakshi. So that is this sloka which we just saw. Supta suptim na janati, na supte swapna jagara. Jagra swapna sushupti na shakshitoha tasya. Now, 12th sloka is a more or less continuation of the 11th sloka. What Lakshmidhara Kavi highlights in 12th sloka is actually defining further the three states. In Tattvabodha, of course, we have definitions. Other texts also we have definitions of the three states. But here he is using a beautiful definition. And that is this 12th. So that way, logically, can conclude this today. Repeat it to me. Vijnana virati suddha. Suktihi. Vijnana virati suktihi. Janma swapna jagaro. Swapna jagaro. Tattakshina kadam me syu. Tattakshina kadam me syu. Nityananasya te trayah. Together. Vijnana virati suktihi. Tasjanma swapna jagaro. Nityananasya te trayah. Many are absent today because again the spring break actually continues. Okay, Vijnana Virati Sutti is defining actually all these three states, as I said. So Vijnana Virati Sutti. It is all knowledge about the Vishayas are stopped during deep sleep. Only when we are awake. Now, this is book, that is microphone, this is all this is you, all this knowledge comes to Vishaya knowledge and all is there. This Vijnana here is Vishaya knowledge. All this particular knowledge or object knowledge, all are there only when we are awake. When we are not awake, when we are in deep sleep, it's not there. It is there in dream also. In some form or other, it is there. But in the deep sleep, it is not there. So he is defining deep sleep. Deep sleep is one where we don't have any particular knowledge of any particular vision. Vijnana Vrati Suptihi. Tajjanma Swapna Jagara. That knowledge of a particular object or any Vishaya raises when we are awake. Actually, one of the exercises what people can do, this normally is actually, done in the initial stages of our Vedanta study also. As soon as we get up, what is the first thought you just tomorrow, just or whenever you can remember this. First thought, what is that? The ahankara actually wakes up. Oh, this is my house, this is my bed, or I have to do this. Immediately that ahankara takes over and then starts thinking about all the Vishaya. But till then it is dormant. Anyway, so that Janma Swapna Jagara, that rise of it actually is there in dream and waking only. But Sakshi is just a witness. It is the witness which is actually illuminating all these three states. Sakshi, that Sakshinam Katameshu Nitya Narasya Trayaha. These Sakshi is just the illuminator of all these three states. And those three states don't belong to Sakshi. It is the knowledge, capital knowledge, in the light of which the other three states are illuminated. That's why it is Sakshi. That is what actually is concluding in this about Ahankara. So the summary here is body mind is negated, Sankara is also negation. All these ups and downs do not belong to Ahankara. So whenever actually I say Lakshya I, then it should refer to Sakshi. And that Sakshi does not have any ups and downs, any of this. Brahman also does not have, and hence I am. That is the idea. We are on time. So let's quickly discuss the topic. By the way, next three, 4 slokas are also in logical group. So that we'll take it up in this class. And like that, in groups, logically, we'll try to see. We will not be able to finish this. And next week, by the way, again, we have to take off because of Walkathon. So, by the way, request to all is to register for Walkathon. So next Saturday, there is a called Walkathon is there. And then 2 weeks from today, we'll again meet and we'll see the other 3, 4 slokas, which are logical group. Good. Because we are going to have 2 weeks gap, that is next week we are not going to meet. So the topic to reflect also, I've added some more homework, which we'll see. Anyway, before that, discussion topic for last week, what we looked at it. Many of you have actually responded, appreciate it. As we can see, these reflection topics, build up one over the other. They all actually, they are tricks actually, which actually put together, we can see the structure. So like that, if we are able to recall all the previous topics also, reflect on it, it will be really nice. By the way, I would like to have some volunteers to actually, compile all the comments, reflections from everybody against each other topic, and then put in a Word document so that we all can share that, or later on for refer also. Topic number 1, this is the reflection from various people. You can put the name also, and topic number 2 like that. Maybe Uttam can take the lead and somebody can help Uttam.
Of
Very
course,
nice.
I will do that.
Okay. Good. So in this, another very interesting topic, declaration of oneself as a Aham Brahma. Is there a possibility of ego kicking in? Very nicely, everybody answered, no. We have to refer to the Lakshyartha, right? And hence, no. That's very good. That's the easy part. Then why not Sarvam Brahma? When Sarvam Brahma is everything Brahman, why not actually we choose that rather than Aham? Many have responded. Very nice. All beautiful reflections. It's a very important topic. You know, and a lot of good reflections. So I was thinking actually, we can pick one of that, the Uday's, and then build it up on that. Uday has actually nicely tabulated this. Aham Brahmasmi in one set, one column, and Sarvam Brahman is another column. Pros and cons, pros and cons. And the BMI, the individual, the three different states. And in the rows, three different scenarios. So I thought this is a very good thing. Actually, of course, all the other comments is all that we can keep adding to this table and make this more enhanced. Yeah, but this is a good thing to kind of summarize and then make one or two additional points also given the time. Okay. So the last row, Jnani, is none of these is applicable. That many of you also commented. Because Nani is Nani, that he is become is one, is Brahman. So that way there is no question of Aham Brahmasmi or Sarvam Brahma, all same. Right? That's the last row. And the first row is somebody who is not all into Vedanta. How does this Aham Brahmasmi and Sarvam Brahmasmi will impact him or her? And that beautifully captured. He doesn't care. If he's not into Vedanta, he doesn't care. Oh, the Aham Brahmasmi may help to investigate. Oh, Aham Brahmasmi, somebody is saying Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, let me see what it is. No, that kind of, initially may give his idea, but other than nothing happens to him. But what is important for all of us who are in the plan is this second one. We're all sadhakas. When we look at this Aham Brahmasmi, it will make us go more and more inward, take a U-turn, and then in the process, we will be able to one day understand by reading all these things also that it is the Lakshyartha I we have to look at it. And hence, there's no question of ego there. Initially, that's why he has listed in the com. Initially, we may feel, I am Brahmasmi. No, I'm also going to Vedanta. I'm studying Advaita Makaranda, you know that? And I've already studied 3-4 Upanishads. And I'm studying, and all this ego and all will kick in first. As a sadhaka also. So, but over a period of time, it will work on. Now, Sarvam Brahma, Uttam actually quoted one mantra from Chandogya Upanishad. That's a very good quote. And there are a couple of other quotes also like that. Even for the sadhaka, Sarvam Brahma will have to start with. Because when we start seeing, that's what Bhagavan says in 7th chapter, right? Apara Prakriti. This is all one aspect of Bhagavan. Like that, if we start looking at it, that itself is a big progress. So, here, Uday also summarizes, may help the sadhaka to engage in outward world in a different perspective. So far, actually, we have been doing only transactions. But when we look at that, the world is also Apara Prakriti aspect of Bhagwan, that aspect actually will kick in. Initially, it is hard to practice, but as we study, it will help. Now, that is the beginning point. Sarvam Brahma, when we start with that attitude, it's easy to start also because we are already dealing with this world. So this knowledge, when it is there, then that's just a good starting point, and then of course we can build up. Right? So the other point is Sarvam Brahma. We can see the existence aspect of Brahma, the Sat aspect in the world. Aham Brahmasmi will assert such Chit Ananda also. So that way, to starting point, in fact, in Chandogya Upanishad, what Uttama was quoted, it is actually coming in the third chapter. That mantra is coming in the third chapter, Sarvam. That is by design. First 5 chapters are actually Karma Kanda, preparing ourselves for the 6th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, which is Mahavakya chapter, 6th chapter. So the 3rd chapter is Tamsava because it's preparing ourselves, seeing this as Bhagwan and seeing the Sat aspect, existence aspect to start with. That's very good. Before we go to Tattvamasi in the 6th chapter. So that's the subtle difference actually we can see. So again, all of you have shared very, very nice points. It's worth actually documenting it. Next 2 weeks, because we are going to have 2 weeks break. This is actually will help us, this exercise 1, help us to put it in writing, all what we have learned so far. It will help us to actually document it. Once we put it in writing, then, it registers in our, it will not matter. So please attempt. And there's a subtle difference in all these things. So unless we start working on it and then put it in writing, it won't, it will not register in our mind. Oh, we'll know where. When we hear that, we'll know. But this is for that. Most of it actually we learned. But some of it actually, some tricky questions are there. But once you start putting it in writing, it goes. That is question number 1. The question number 2, very interesting one. What is moksha? Is it getting something or getting rid of something, or it is both? Reflect on it and then share. I will post this in the